Yep, recording.
Okay. All right. Clap. Okay. Today we asked you guys to ask us some questions, and we're gonna answer those questions. The first question we have is from Bad Plans, Jesse, and he asked. So we're watching back the video right now, and we just realized that for the first 7 minutes or so of the footage, it's focused on the background instead of us. But after the 7 minute mark, which is probably a little less than 7 minutes for you guys after editing, it's focused on us so you can see our beautiful faces more clearly. Why are you the way that you are? I'll let Sean answer that.
I have no idea what that question means, honestly. Why are we as a band how we are, or as a person? Because that's a... I'm gonna let Gavin take this one.
As a person, I think I am the way that I am because a witch put a curse on me at birth.
And I was just born this way, like Lady Gaga.
The next question is from Lavender Pepsi on Instagram. He asks, what's the most awkward moment on stage? I feel like personally the most awkward moment was when we opened for the funeral portrait at the end, and someone climbed up on stage and just like stood there, and I didn't know what to do. Like I was like, oh, are you okay? Like, is everything fine? And like they were just kind of like standing there, and that was really awkward for me.
Yeah, but then also, like, as that person was standing there, at the very end of it, she...
Oh yeah, she shook my hand.
Shook his hand, you know? I was like... I didn't know what was going on. I was on stage, you know, I was playing, and I saw this person get on stage. And I thought,
which
okay,
is not normal for us.
Yeah, I was like, does she know the lyrics? Is she going to sing? No, she just stood there.
She got up there and stood. She did explain that she got up there because she didn't want to get caught up in the mosh pit that we were trying to incite. So that's fair.
It was a little mosh pit.
We'll insert a clip of what we're talking about here. Thank you.
It was interesting.
Another awkward moment though is when we played at Dark Matter back in like last year, 2024, and we played like 2 or 3 songs with no backing tracks, because like the music is like just tracks and vocals and drums, so it was just vocals and drums.
Yeah.
I think we also have video of that too.
I don't want to watch it. I haven't watched it. I watched like 10 seconds and I said I can't.
Yeah, I was like, I can't watch this. The next question is from Isle of Flightless Lament on Instagram. What are some of your favorite bands and how have they gotten you to be where you are?
My music journey began with Avenged Sevenfold because of their drummer, The Rev. That shaped me into, you know, the metal scene, or like the hard rock scene. And after that, it was A Day to Remember because they got me into the pop punk scene with the breakdowns. And when I got older, it was, you know, Led Zeppelin, Rush. It was all the 80s bands I grew up with. I just didn't listen to them when I learned drums. And now it's 21 Pilots, The Front Bottoms, Modern Baseball. So I got sad when I got older, pretty much. So
it'd be like that.
It'd be like that. But now it shaped me into being able to play, you know, metal, rock, pop, alternative. I mean, it shaped me. Mostly the bands that shaped me was Avenged Sevenfold, A Day to Remember, The Front Bottoms, and 21 Pilots.
I feel like it's the opposite for me, where I was like more sad growing up for some reason, and now like at my age I feel a little bit better and like more like free and liberated. But as a kid, I knew that I always wanted to make music, and the music I liked as a kid is like kind of still some of the same music I like now, which is just like pop punk music. As a kid, I really loved Relient K.
I haven't heard that band forever.
Yeah, because like my parents like listened to like Christian radio. I guess like my first exposure to like that genre was Relient K, and I was like really into it. And like the What's New Scooby-Doo theme song was like one of my favorite songs as a kid by Simple Plan.
Simple Plan. Oh, what a beautiful band.
But I've always been into pop punk, and then whenever I got into high school, I learned about this dude called Tyler, the Creator. That was kind of like a gateway for me to get more into like hip hop. I didn't really like it before because of like the lyrical content or like the lack thereof, but like Tyler was like kind of different and like kind of a punk and like weird. You know, specifically I guess I would say just like pop punk and hip hop are my 2 main influences, but if I had to like say somebody, it would be, I would say Blink-182 and 21 Pilots are like probably my 2 favorite bands.
Good choices. That's great choices. Relient K though, that's a
lot
wild.
of throwback.
What was this band? Never Shout Never?
Oh yeah.
Is that Christopher Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be obsessed. I don't know why, but I was obsessed with Never Shout Never for like a year and a half, and I was in high school.
Yeah, I can't even bear to listen to that now.
Yeah,
like,
I can't.
Unfortunately. But yeah, dude, Never Shout Never was really cool. Owl City was also like an obsession of mine, and I thought it was the coolest thing that he was just one guy that made music in his bedroom.
Yep.
And I was like, I could probably do that. And it took a long time for me to garner the skills and stuff, but
He's got the skills. He's got some good skills.
Owl City is probably the reason Photoyouth exists in some weird way.
On the side note, another band that I was obsessed with is the Bunny the Bear. I don't know if anyone's heard of them. They used to be a very small scene back then, but I got a Warped Tour CD, or like alternative press CD that came in the mail, and they was on there. I forgot what song it was, but I loved it, and I was obsessed with the Bunny the Bear for like 2 years, and then it kind of fell off, but they're still good.
Next question we have is from L Official on Instagram, and they ask, why so many references to running in your songs? I mean, like when I'm writing lyrics, I do try to be mindful to like try not to use the same kinds of metaphors too often, but I guess running is maybe slipped past that filter I try to put on myself, because like if you asked why so many references to like sleeping, I'd be like, yeah, you're right, and I would have an answer. But for running, I don't know. I can only think of like 2 songs. In Inside Voices, say another marathon runner paralyzed at the waist, and then in Nightmare Scenario, I say I try to keep the pace of all the things that keep me safe. But that's all.
So you didn't actually say running though. You put it in a different way of like
be doing a brisk jog.
Running and pace. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like the awkward white person jog across the street. Just you're passing the crosswalk.
The next question is from Altaloon. They asked, Gavin, where did you get that sick jacket? I got this jacket from Depop. It was literally like $13 after shipping. It's all my favorite colors. Probably older than I am. Yeah, it's from Depop. Most of my clothes come from Depop. I'm really into buying t-shirts like 𝐓𝐤𝐤 and like Supreme and Thrasher, and those shirts are like $60, but you can get them on Depop for like $8. It's used, but good condition usually. The next question is from Macy Ray on Instagram, and she said, how many states have you done shows in? Only 2.
Only 2. We'll be in a state near you
someday. I'm gonna pause this. Sorry, we had to kick the cat out. He kept scratching the door.
He's gonna put on his vlog like, oh my god, Photoyouth kicked me out. Like, me out, but me out.
Me out.
It's fine.
But Macy said, how many states have you done shows in? We've only played in Tennessee and Minnesota. Minnesota was so much fun. Tennessee is always fun. But we are trying to get out there. We've had people ask us to come to Detroit, North Carolina. We'll make it out there. It's just like the logistics of getting out there, because like everything we do comes out of our pocket.
Yep.
And like obviously you expect to lose money when you're like doing a startup kind of thing, which is like kind of what a band is, but we love doing it, so we'll make it happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, I've sent many emails to numerous venues in every state. I even planned out a North tour, a South tour, but being able to get to those places and get in touch with those venues is very difficult, even for like, smaller venues as well. So
like 99% of our shows we book, and it's hard because like when you book a show, you have to like, it's like all these logistics, like what time you have to be there and like how much it costs to play there, and then you have to find bands to perform, and like we're not from Chicago, we don't know bands from Chicago. Like we're in Facebook groups, but like it's a lot harder than it seems like when you're doing it DIY like we are.
Yeah, they say how much pull can you give? Like how much people do you think you can sell tickets to? It's like we probably won't, because we don't have a fan base in that city or that state.
Yeah.
So we rely on those other bands in that state or city to bring the people to us. We don't even have to be a headliner. We would just appreciate being an opening act.
Yeah, we'll do like the local sandwich where it's like local band and then us and then local band. I don't know, it's crazy. And it's sometimes like playing shows, and I know anybody else who's in a band that's watching this can relate. It's sometimes hard to depend on other bands because like they'll like flake. Sometimes it's hard to depend on venues too. Like they'll want to switch up on you last minute. It's a lot, but we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, Minnesota and Tennessee. Minnesota is beautiful, man. Minneapolis, was it Minnesota? No, Minnesota, like Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, man.
It was gorgeous.
Beautiful city. Highly recommend.
Our next question is also from Macy. She gave us a lot of questions. Current favorite Photoyouth song?
I would say Magical Thinking, just because of the pattern and all the different noises in the background. It's kind of like it has like a nostalgic sound to it. I really enjoy it. It's a very fun, weird song on the pattern. I'd say Magical Thinking.
Magical Thinking is cool. I feel like it's like a little ear candy song.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the instrumental is pretty cool. Not to like pat myself on the back, or
I'll pat
us on the back. Yeah, I think we kind of killed it. Like, I feel like that song's kind of artsy, but I don't know. I kind of like toss up what my favorite Photoyouth song is. It was "Away to My Own Shadow" for a long time, and then it was "Blue Raspberry." It might still be "Blue Raspberry."
Would that question also be in a way what's your favorite song to play, or different one?
What's your favorite song to play?
Well, my favorite song to play is "Magical Thinking" and "Red Wolf Hands." The chorus has like a Blink-182 feel to it, like with the drum fills, and then it has like just the hi-hat pattern that I do on there as well. It's just a fun song to play lately. Like, it's been "Red Wolf Hands," "Magical Thinking," and played "The Boy Who Cried" lately.
Oh yeah, "The Boy Who Cried."
So,
that might actually be my favorite Photoyouth song. I would say maybe that's my favorite song to play live. Because like, I'm not doing a whole lot, but Sean is killing it. The bass is really punchy in that song. So maybe that's my favorite to play live.
Check it out on the Spotify.
Or go to our channel and listen to it there. And also subscribe while you're there. Macy says, what was the hardest song to finish?
You answer that, because there's one song, it was on the EP, because Gavin does most of it. You know, he sends me what he has, and then I pretty much put my spin on it. He does a lot of the pre-writing process.
I'll say the song I worked the longest on was Inside Voices. I wrote that song in 2022, and we didn't release it until well into 2023, like on our first EP. But it wasn't the hardest, it's just the one I worked the longest on. Honestly, all the songs on the new EP were really hard for me, and I think it's because I was like, hey, let's do something different and give ourselves a time frame to like finish this EP and like challenge ourselves in that way. And it just was like a little bit of a nightmare trying to get it done. So
it was a nightmare scenario. Yeah. Also a Photoyouth song.
Also
check it out. Spotify, YouTube, all the listening services.
It kind of seems like Sean and I can kind of put a song together like pretty quick. I kind of like lay down like the skeleton of the song and send it to him, and he like puts his drums on. I guess for the hardest song, I had a hard time writing "Happiness in Me" because I couldn't think of lyrics. I had the beat so long ago, but I just couldn't think of any lyrics. And then I ended up writing lyrics about me not being able to write lyrics.
"Happiness in Me," the one you was considering
not putting on the EP.
Yeah.
And it's the song that everyone likes off the EP.
It's like he kept saying, you know, kept trying to get it done with the time frame, and I kept telling him, you got it, you know, you don't have to rush it, just take your time. And he came through. I mean, he definitely had a hard time with it, but it's probably one of the best songs on the EP.
We made it happen. That's a fun song to play too.
Check it out, "Happiness in Me."
Kat asks us, what is God?
Who is God? Where is God? When is God? You know, that's a good question.
I think everyone would have a different answer for that.
I, as a person, I am religious in a way, because I do believe there's a higher power. And it could be God. I mean, I believe that there is something up there that's higher power. I don't know if that's like called agnostic or whatever that's called, but I do believe in a higher power. I do believe sometimes that heaven on earth is what we're doing now. Everything that's created, everything that's so beautiful and bright about life, nature, animals, humans, as we grow from a little fetus to what we are. And I mean, something about life is beautiful, and that didn't just come from nowhere, in my opinion. So there has to be something that created this.
Yeah, I could agree with some of that. I grew up in church. Like, my dad was a preacher, so I was in church from when I was like 3, and I stopped going like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know. I've always thought about it. It's like a big question, and like I said, I wouldn't necessarily tell anybody they're wrong, or be like, oh, you're the one that's got it right, you know, because I feel like it's different for everybody. Because like, some people believe that we are like a receiver and we're like experiencing life, and then some people believe that we are the transmitter creating the life around us. And yeah, I feel like they're both kind of right, but I lean more into like we're creating life, because like, where does manifestation come from, and like all these things, like when you really hope for something and then it like actually happens, like, did you make that happen? I don't know. If we're the ones that are creating life, it would mean that we're God, but also at the same time, like, that sounds kind of like my traditional Christian learning values growing up would tell me that that's wrong, and that's like self-centered humanness, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've been to different types of like churches, and how they have all the same belief but different. Like you said, no one's wrong. There's a belief in everyone's perception of who God is, what God is. The real thing is, we never actually will really know until we know.
Yeah, that's the great part about it, is like, nobody knows, because, you know, you have to die first to figure out what comes next. So
we could honestly be an ant in an anthill in a tank.
What if we're an alien ant farm?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Like, we could be in a snow globe right now.
The theory that, like, and I don't believe this, but that we are vessels that aliens use to hold spirits.
Yeah, we could be.
Souls.
We could be aliens.
I'll hear anybody out.
Yeah, exactly. I enjoy conversations.
And that's what the song Blue Raspberry is actually about, is like being raised in a traditionally like Baptist house and then like always questioning that. And like, so if you like listen to the lyrics where it's like, the ghost of you is close to me, talking about Christ, then the next line is like, but it gets drowned out by my apathy, because it's like, I mean, I don't identify as a Christian or go to church or anything, but it's still like ingrained in me.
So like, if you have any more like questions or doubts about, you know, what you think, there's a band called Relient K.
The last question we have is from Picks by Per Year. What's the best way to celebrate killing it at a gig?
I usually like to end it by giving Gavin like a big old hug. Previously, we chugged 2 Blue Raspberry Kool-Aid jammers, and then it also got followed up by a hug. But like, usually we just hang out after the show. I usually leave a little bit after the show because I usually get up at like 4 o'clock the next morning. But when I can stick around, we just hang out. We usually get food before the show most of the time, and then after the show we hang out, talk to fans, talk to people that's, you know, never heard us before, and getting to know those people is actually really fun.
Maybe someday when we're able to do this as a job, we'll have a more exciting post-show like celebration. But right now it's like, hey, good job, man, that was so much fun. Pack our stuff out.
Packing stuff out sucks.
Yeah, I think we need a third member just to move all of our shit. Like, we have so much stuff for just 2 people. Like, Sean's got all of his drums, and then we have like a synth, my guitar, my pedal case, like all of the in-ear stuff, the backtrack stuff. It's a lot for 2 people.
Yeah, so I mean, if you want to,
does anybody want to be a road manager for us?
It might not get paid, but you get to have a good time. You might get paid, you never know.
Yeah.
But it's experience that matters.
Yeah.
It's the time, it's the memories, it's the us not having to load stuff ourselves.
See, what we're doing right now is what famous artists call like paying your dues. And so like, would you like to help us with that?
Can't pay you, but we can, you know, pay you with, like I said, memories and a good time.
Yeah, you'll remember 30 years from now when your back is blown out from carrying a 45-pound amp that, hey man, I really helped those guys out.
Yeah, and I mean, your back could be blown out from other ways.
What? Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
But we could be just from us, you know, helping us load stuff in.
Yeah, from helping us load stuff in.
Exactly.
And that's not an innuendo.
I couldn't even tell you what innuendo means. Oh, we got new t-shirts.
I'm wearing one right now.
Chicken Jockey.
Chicken Jockey. Sorry, I tried to hold the shirt up to the microphone like it was the camera. So here's the front of the shirt. Nice PY. And then here's the back of the shirt. It says, be kind to yourself, Photoyouth. It's like a UFO. There's Sean and I down there. We have stickers of this, but we thought it'd look really awesome on a shirt. They are on our merch store now in every size. We make all of these shirts ourselves. And then we also kind of like thrown around the idea of these hats. I think we both like the color. And then it's got like our metal font that we use all the time, but I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's like reflective, like maybe the word is iridescent or something. I don't know, do you guys like that? You think it's cool? We also have these that are like pink, and then we have some that are like pink on the bill and purple on the back. Thanks for watching this video. I did like 2 Q&As like 4 years ago when it was just me and I was just getting started, but now Sean's on board. Hopefully we can do more stuff like this. Comment your favorite song of ours from the new EP down below. Subscribe, share this video.
Even leave like more questions. Other songs that you like, but bands you like.
Who are some bands you would compare us to?
Yeah,
don't say 21 Pilots. We already know. That's what we get. Who's somebody else that you would compare us to?
Yeah, these guys. Yeah, we get it. Thank you guys for sitting through this. You know, giving us questions to answer. We appreciate everyone that watches this.
You asked us a question. Now we're gonna ask you a question. How many of your friends have you told about us?
Yeah, and don't say 1. Don't say 0.
Tell your friends about us. That's the quickest way for us to get to where all of you guys are hoping for us to get. We can't do it by ourselves. And we're obviously very grateful for you guys, but if you could get your friends on board, dude, the growth would be exponential, because if they can get their friends on board, we could be everything that we're hoping for, that you guys are hoping for us.
Exactly. All right.
All right, we did it.